Hi everybody, how are you? This is Jen. I'm coming to you from YouTube. Happy Friday the 13th to you. A lot of people have some superstitions around Friday the 13th. I certainly do not. It's just a day. So today we are officially in eclipse season. The energies are pretty potent. I am not an astrologer. I just want to say that, but I have studied astrology for a long time personally, and I'm just going by what I'm feeling. I'm an empath. I'm pretty intuitive. I'm stepping out of my intuitive closet, if you will, and I'm stepping into a new thing. I'm coming out of the psychic closet. I don't know what I'm calling myself at this point, but it's definitely going to be something new for me. This is what's happening for a lot of us. We're stepping into our power here. The time of the ego is over. I've said that in previous videos, and if you haven't watched my previous videos, I highly suggest doing so. Even though the full moons have passed, there's a lot of pertinent information in there that could help you right now. We're going through a transformational period that's pretty intense. It's been pretty intense for quite some time now, really since last year when we had that full solar eclipse happening. Um, I think it was last July or last August. Forgive me if I can't remember the dates. Starting in the beginning of this year, a lot of things have been speeding up for us. Our experiences, time, the energy surrounding things, we have been purging and letting go of a lot that doesn't serve us. And at this point in time is the culmination period of a massive purging where some of us are a little ahead of the curve and some of us are just starting. And it's important for those of us who are a little bit ahead of the curve to really step into who we are and be the way showers for others. That may seem difficult to do, but it's important that we do so. It's important that we honor who we are in here. We're coming into a time where we're living in the heart space. It's a change of perspective. We are not killing the ego. Although the time of the ego is over, the control of the ego is over, it is time to step into the heart space, into the feel space, and start to live life from in here, from the heart, with compassion and love for yourself and for others, and not in the ego, uh, responses, which is universally what we've been going through, and that's the paradigm we've been living in this duality matrix program for centuries. It's becoming less about the I and more about the we and how we can serve each other and help each other and seeing people through your heart instead of seeing people through your mind, and how and 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 the wounded healer in all of us is is something to celebrate. Our wounds, our traumas, our history, the things that we have gone through have shaped us into who we are. And it's important to allow yourself the space to feel what you're feeling at this time. The energy of this eclipse, this partial solar eclipse, is forcing us to look at who we are and what we want, and what we want and how we feel, what's important to us as we move forward, and how we can help each other. Everything that doesn't serve our highest good is being purged out, is being cleansed out, it's being removed, so space is created for that which does to come into our lives. We're learning how to manifest the experiences that we need and want. Um, oop, okay. So, with that being said, I would just like to say that as a light worker myself, as an energetic being, I mean, we're all energetic beings, but as an energy worker, the past few years for me, really, it's been a 10-year period. It's been a long, slow process, but the past few years has been an enormous time of transformation in my own life where a lot of my known comfort zones have been obliterated. The landscape of my life has totally changed from where it was a few years ago. And that includes people, places, things. A lot of things that weren't serving my highest good have been removed from my life, and that in itself was very scary and a learning process. But it has forced me to really get in touch with myself and face my own stuff. And that's what we're all going through right now. We're facing our own stuff. When things are coming up into your awareness from the past, even in situations that are present, it's it's allowing you the opportunity to heal something. When somebody is triggering an emotion or a reaction, uh, whether it's anger, frustration, uh, or anger, frustration, guilt. When you're having an emotional reaction to somebody, uh, sadness, hurt, you have to understand that the reason that it's triggering you is because there's something inside of you that wants to be validated and acknowledged and felt and released. Things are coming up into your awareness so you can release them, because whether you are conscious of it or not, you probably have been carrying it in your body, within your mind space, within your energetic field for however length of time. It could be attached to past wounds, programming that you received growing up about, your belief systems, a lot of things like that. Your wounds from past relationships, and these things no longer are serving you, so they're coming up, bubbling up, bubbling up, bubbling up into your awareness, into your psyche, so you can deal with them and then let them go, and then see them for what they are, integrate it, and and heal them. So what I wanted to get into in this video, which I'm already long-winded and I'm probably not as succinct as I'd like to be in this, is feel whatever you're feeling and allow the space, give yourself that space to feel what you're feeling. Sit with it, validate your feelings to yourself. So there may be situations and people that are rubbing you the wrong way, and that is all for your highest good. There may be people who walk away from you at this time. That's for your highest good. You may change careers. You may move. Things are being dismantled so better things can happen. Remember that whatever happens in this time period is happening for your benefit, even if it feels like you're losing. You're not losing. You are only losing that which does not serve you. So things that do, things that resonate with you, things that are more beneficial for you can can be manifested into your life. Your vibration is changing, you're transforming and you're growing, and therefore your needs and your wants are going to be different. Allow whatever goes to go so you can welcome the new in. The new is what's serving you. The new is what's going to be a benefit to you, and focus on what it is that you want. Your intentions at this time are going to be very important. The energy is supportive. The universe is always supporting you. Learning how to be a creator in your own life is learning how to let go and let God. To put your intention out into the universe and to allow it to work its magic and come back to you like a boomerang. It's almost like placing an order at a restaurant. Our thoughts are are you know how we tell the universe what it is we want. Our intentions, our thoughts and our intentions. So mind your thoughts and focus on what it is you want instead of focusing on what you do not have. The universe always seeks to come into balance with itself. That's how the energy of this universe works. Vastness of the universe and our small tiny blip of existence is seriously, we are just a little flea, less than a flea size, in comparison to the vastness that is the universe that we reside in. And the energy of the universe always seeks to come into balance. What's happening is that the universe is balancing itself like it normally would, whether you were here or not. Energy can never be created or destroyed. Whatever energy is, it is. Things are starting to vibrate at a different level than we are used to. Their frequencies are building higher. Everything is vibrating at a faster rate. That's why time seems to be speeding up. Actually, time is collapsing on itself because time is a man-made construct, and it really is subjective in your perception and how you perceive time. The universe is always seeking to balance itself. So what's happening is in our lives, the universe and the energies are balancing itself, even down to the little cells in our bodies, the little tiny fragments of energy that are vibrating in everything. Everything's getting sorted out, and the way it's appearing for us is that it's changing the landscape of our lives, and rightfully so. Things must grow and things must change. Energy never stagnates. Everything is always moving. Everything is always shifting. It's just that we're becoming more aware and more in tune with these shifts than maybe we have been in the past. People call it awakening, ascension. Not really sure how to take those terms. I know what they mean. I am part of a collective. I do stand behind those words and their concepts. But this is all about remembering. We're not just awakening and ascending into a higher vibrational state of being. We are remembering who we are at a soul level. It's a stripping away of all that is not us. And that's something that can be scary if, for the majority of our lives, we have been stuck in the 3D paradigm, and the way that we identify ourselves to ourselves is through external things. I was lucky and fortunate enough to have a period of time in my life where I was not running from place to place and being so busy in my life where I was a slave to time. I was able to sit with my awareness and heal from some traumas and things that have happened in my life. The past couple of years has been a process, and I'll get more into that in maybe another video. We're not really going to get into it here. It's really important at this time to take care of yourself. I'd like to get into some things that you may be experiencing during this time. Um, One, insomnia, and that's been happening for a lot of us. Our sleep patterns are being disturbed, depending on how sensitive you are. But at this point, I don't think it really matters how sensitive you are. Even people who aren't so sensitive are feeling the effects of these celestial events and what's happening. You can't deny it. You know what I mean? Sleep patterns are being disturbed. It means that you're feeling restless, there's anxiety, there's mind chatter, you're having trouble falling asleep, you're having trouble staying asleep, your sleep patterns are flip-flopped where normally you would, get a full 8 hours or 10 hours a day, maybe now you're getting 3 or 4, but you're either finding that you don't need as much sleep or you're finding that you need even more sleep, so there could be fatigue. You could be feeling out of sorts, disconnected, um, overwhelmed. A lot of emotional stuff is coming up. Waves of emotional things are coming up to be purged. You could be feeling confused by this, but the thing is that the purging and the releasing is there for your benefit. It's you're being shown who you are and the things that you've created in your life up to this point, and you're being given the opportunity to heal that for once and for all. All that stuff we shove underneath the carpet and we're like, oh, we'll deal with that another day, we'll deal with that another day. It's time to deal with it now. And that's why for some of us who've been shoving that stuff under the carpet for quite some time, now we have a lot to deal with. You may be feeling zoned out, like I said, disconnected. Your sleep patterns may flip-flop where you're now sleeping more during the day than you're sleeping during the night. Your rhythms, your sleeping rhythm may be off, your circadian rhythm. You might be having nightmares, or and and or you could be having dreams that are giving you information. Pay attention to your dreams. Allow your body this space to feel your body. Become aware of what's going on. Listen to it. I know it's hard. A lot of us don't have time. We are going from one thing to the next. We work really hard. Our schedules are packed. You know, it's what we're used to. We're used to boom, work, boom, dinner, boom, sleep, this, and our routines are being shifted. Allow your body, allow yourself, allow your mind, allow your emotions to be what they are. Sit in that space with yourself. Grant yourself permission to feel how you're feeling. Grant yourself permission to think how you're thinking. Grant yourself permission in your body to sleep when you need to sleep and not sleep when you don't want to. It's really important at this time to take very good care of yourself. It's easy to take care of others. This is the time to really be taking care of yourself. Self-nurturing, self-care. It's so super important. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You must come from in here first. You must fill your cup first. You must give yourself the love, compassion, forgiveness. You must validate yourself. You must come from a place where you know that you are worthy. And if you do not know that you are worthy, let me tell you that you are. Every single thing in this existence that you can perceive is worthy. Feel that for yourself. Understand that if the tree outside your window has a value for its existence, so do you. Everything is valid. Everything is a gift, and there's a gift in every experience, even the tough experiences, even in the traumas. It shapes us, it carves out a piece of us that can hold more love and more space for love and more compassion. And when you've been hurt, you have more compassion towards somebody else who may be hurting because you know what it's like to hurt. Everything is a gift, everything is a teacher. Be really kind to yourself. Take a few minutes every day to breathe. Breathe. Today, I made myself breakfast. I sat down with my coffee and made myself breakfast. Hardly ever do that, but I did. I shaped it all into a smiley face. It's the little things that we do for ourselves that make a difference. Get good sleep when you can. Don't beat yourself up if you can't. Go out in nature. Be in nature. Allow nature to replenish you. Ground yourself. Stay super grounded. Go outside barefoot and feel the earth under your toes and allow yourself to connect energetically to the earth. Let all the energetic residue that's not jiving with you float down into the earth. Let her take it. Let her transmute it back and recycle it into loving energy. Did you know that Mother Earth does that for us? Mother Earth, I'll get into that in another thing. But she's a living being. She sustains life. And it's important to take care of her. Be easy on yourself. When you're dealing with somebody that triggers you, step back for a moment, see that trigger for what it is, acknowledge that part of yourself, and realize that how people treat you, what people's opinions of you are, their judgments of you, their reactions to you, and their actions towards you and how they treat you have nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal. It has to do with them and how they are, what their relationship to their self is, what their relationship to their life is. When somebody's treating, however somebody treats you is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. Do not take it personal. It has nothing to do with you. The only thing that you own, the only thing that you're responsible for is your actions, your reactions, your words. Those are you. Everything else from other people, it's not your stuff. It's not your stuff to take on. It's their stuff. Don't start taking on other people's stuff as if it's your own. Don't internalize other people's stuff as if it means anything. Or not as if it defines you. It does not define you. It's not your job to pick up other people's stuff. It's not your job to be the pooper scooper when people are spewing shit at you. It's not your job to pick it up. That's their responsibility. Your only responsibility is to be true to yourself, to be who you are, and be responsible for your words and actions. That's your energy that you're putting out into the universe. The other thing is, and that's a lesson, that's something that I'm really, that's an aha moment that I had a few months ago, and it's been working its way into my really owning that for myself and understanding it. It's easy to take on other people's stuff. It's easy to let people define us by their judgments and opinions. It has nothing to do with you. People don't know the whole you. You know what I'm saying? People aren't in your shoes. They don't know. They can only see you through their own perception and perspective on, and that's based on their own experiences in life. They're not even seeing the full and true you that you are. Their opinions, their judgments, their actions, their reactions are coming from a limited perspective that is filtered through their own perception of their own experience of life. Don't take it personal. Try to be more loving and compassionate towards yourself and towards other people. The other thing is, another aha moment I had recently was, and maybe it's a few months ago, but it's recent to me, is that think about every day. If it was your last day, how would you want to spend your last day? Especially when someone triggers you or pisses you off or says something that's not nice. Decide how much of that you're going to allow to take up your day. How much of somebody else's misery, anger, stuff that's not even yours, are you going to allow to take up your day? If they're triggering you, there's something inside you that you need to deal with. You can deal with that. You can sit with it. You can let it go. But but how much of your life are you going to spend in that past hurt, feeling down about it, down on yourself, or allowing somebody to knock you off your center? If it was your last day on earth, is this how you would want to spend it? I don't know. It kind of changed my perspective on how I let things bother me these days. Obviously, I am a work in progress, as we all are. Each time you walk around that spiral, you get a deeper and different perspective. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. It's super important. Just because somebody is in a space of misery doesn't mean that you need to match that vibration. You can be strong in who you are and in your center, and not and love yourself enough to not go there.